In today's video, not only do I have an uno, dos, tres new DeWalt tools, I have cuatro, cinco, and seis. I actually have 7. I just don't know how to say 7 in Spanish. And these should be the type of tools that anybody can use. You don't have to be in the DeWalt platform to use any of these. And I'm praying that they work out the way I'm hoping they work out, because they look really freaking cool. Some might even say real nice like. So we're gonna go one at a time, and I'm gonna show you what we got here. But before I do, if you like tools and like seeing new gadgets and all that stuff, get subscribed, hit the bell notification, because YouTube ain't sharing out the video. So you might have to come back and check us out periodically to see what we got going on here. But other than that, let's get it going. Now, in order to test these out, I need to use my Anker Solex power station, portable power supply. We will also be using my Samsung phoneage. This is the S20, what's the newest one, 26? 27, I think it's 26S Plus Ultra. We're gonna be using this for the testing as well. So this, my friends, is the first one. 2-port Pro wall charger. Anywho, so what are you gonna get with this? Don't worry, we're gonna get to all these other ones, but what are you gonna get with this? All right, so let's take a look at this real quick, and there's gonna be something on the inside here. Not really sure if there's gonna be a cable or not. We'll open it up, but you can see 2 100-watt C ports here. Now, I know I joke around a lot on this channel, but I do not joke when I say I do not want my wife or my kids to see this at all, because they steal it, they take it to school with them, they take it to work with them. And wow, that thing is freaking heavy duty. It is, there's no pun intended, because I believe that it's DeWalt tough, but this is heavy. This is not light. What else is in here? Oh, there ain't nothing in there. Come on, man. I thought there was gonna be something in there. All right, so I'm not really sure how well this is picking up on camera, but this thing is rather freaking large, and it got some weight to it. So, I mean, as far as it goes with build quality with DeWalt, you know, their electronic stuff has really been, well, DeWalt tough. I mean, it has been very heavy duty, and it has lasted for me. So, you know, being a little bit heavier, whatever, I don't care about that, because it's built well with that rubber overmold. So pretty freaking cool. Now, it does have a picture of a laptop on the back, and this should charge up your laptops, your phones, and all that stuff. So let's check it out. All right, so I got a few things here. I got my laptop, and we'll talk about this here in a bit. Now, this laptop is an Alienware, and this thing just sucks the energy right out of my wall into this thing. This thing is a monster computer. So I'm gonna have this drain down a little bit, and then we're gonna use the phone here. This is what I'm actually really excited about. So as mentioned, this phone will charge at 65 watts, which is pretty freaking fast. And I am at 34% charge on the phoneage. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plug this into the unit. And of course, you can plug that into your wall or whatever outlet you want to, but I'm using this so we can actually read the numbers and see what it's actually pulling. And then this cable right here, I actually did a video on this last week, and this is a pretty much 3-cable C charger, and it's also pretty awesome because it'll charge out at 100 watts. Of course, I will put that video at the end of this video, but I don't think it really matters which port you go into. So we're gonna try this. This is gonna go into that right here. Now you can see I got my 3 cables. All right, so I've been dealing with this for a couple hours now, and I've been doing testing and all that, and I'm not getting the numbers that I'm supposed to be getting. And the reason for that is I believe that Samsung, the 26 Ultra that I paid a lot of money for, because it charges up to 60 watts, well, it's not doing it. So let me show you sort of what's going on. I have the DeWalt cable. I'm going to plug the DeWalt cable, the one end, into the DeWalt here. So let me do that. Then the other end, I'm going to plug into the phoneage. Now, this will charge at 100 watts, this cord here. So it's saying charging 40%. What am I pulling here, though, watt-wise on the Anker? Here we go, 16 watts, 33 watts. We're at 46 watts, 49 watts, 50 watts. Now, I was able to get all the way up to 59 watts for my phone, which is really real nice. Like, that's exactly what I was looking for. However, I do need to point out, and a lot of people already know this, but some don't. Your phone doesn't charge at 60 watts all the time. If you're fully depleted, like 5%, 10%, 12%, well, you're probably going to be charging at the full 60 watt if you have the Samsung. However, even with your iPhones, if you're 50% charged or 80% charged, well, you're not going to be charging at 60 watts. You're going to be charging at like 35 watts, 30 watts, 40 watts, maybe even 50 watts. So this isn't going to be 60 all the time. And obviously, if I were to plug this in using the charging brick that they gave me for the actual computer, it would charge much faster. But You don't want to lug that around all the time. You want something like this. Well, this is going to be 89 watts right now. So I went to 66. We're using a 5 amp here, 88 watts. So we're at 88 watts out, 89 watts. Well, actually out of this and going into the computer. So we're about 11 under the 100 watts. So I would still say that that's pretty good, but you're not getting the 100 watts. Now, I do want to point one thing out. This does say 100 watt, 100 watts. So you do have 2 C port spots over here. However, if I'm plugged into an outlet and I have a cord running in this and a cord running in this, it's going to split it in half. So whatever you're charging is going to get 50%, and over here it's going to get 50%. So it's not 100 watts each. So does this one work? Yeah, absolutely. I'm getting 89 watts into the Alienware laptop. I'm not getting 100, and it says 100 watts. So I just want to point that out. Oh, and by the way, yes, I did plug that into a regular outlet. You might be thinking it's the power box, but I did test it both ways, and I'm getting the same amount of wattage out. I have a phone app that I used, and just is what it is. All right, in the next box, well, it's this one right here. Now, this one is actually really freaking cool, and I'm excited to set this up, so let's just do that real quick. All right, so this is the Workbench power stand with wireless charger. Now, what's cool about this is this thing has like a magnet, or a giant magnet up on top that you're going to be able to put your cell phone on. It's sort of like the car charger one that we looked at not too long. Sorry, I'm eating peanuts over here. But anyway, it's going to have that magnetic clip. And this thing here is it's pretty wild. Got some weight to it, which is pretty nice. You don't want that thing falling over. So you got, okay, DeWalt sticker on the inside. It's pretty cool. So if you're a DeWalt fanboy or girl, you might like something like that. So how this connects is, well, pretty simple, obviously. You're just going to take this, screw it on in. So you get a little bit of height on this bad boy here, and then it looks like this is going to go right here. So we'll just take that, loosen it up, put that on, snap it down, and then tighten that. Now, this piece right here is the magnet. So it says DeWalt on the back, but this is what your phone's going to attach to and charge with. If you have an iPhone, you might already have a magnet in your phone. However, I had to buy a special magnetic case for this here. You can see it goes here. And I hate it for the Samsung because my pen won't work on the bottom. Samsung, you're letting me down. Anywho, get that situated, then just tighten it down on the back. And then once you figure out where you want it, this is gonna slide down on the inside like such. So it'll go just like this. See that right? Oh, that's your C port. So your charger is going to go right there. The top here charges slower. It's actually, I believe, only 15 watts. No, 10 watt, 15 watt, 5 watt, 10 watt, 15 watts. So I don't believe this is like a fast charger. However, down here, there should be faster charging. All right, comes with an electrical cord. That's going to go right here on the back like such. Oh, wrong way. Yep. There you go. Boom. Now we're going to plug it right into our Anker Solix. All right, let's take a look at this real quick. The base, you got a few different options here. You got a C port here. This is C3, 65 watt. Looks like that's going to be independent. However, these down here, you're going to have a 65 watt here, an 18 watt USB here, and then 65 watt here. But this is 65 watt max. So if I plug something into here, then I plug something into here, these are going to take away from here and then drain at the same time. So you might only get like 30 watts out of this one and 35 out of that, or whatever is going to work out to. Now, as mentioned, this base is really heavy on the bottom, which is pretty cool because you can set this thing up on a workbench and not have to worry about this thing like falling over or toppling, whatever. The C cord that you see with this, it actually comes with the kit, so it comes in a box. I'm just going to throw that on here, but what that's really used for is for the C3 port that plugs into the magnet holder that we're going to show you in a bit. I also want to point out that I do have a phone charging app on my phone, and it seems to be reading 5 watts lower than the Anker unit. And to be honest with you, I probably trust the Anker unit a little bit more than the phone app. But as mentioned, this is going to work the same way as the charging brick. Even though it says 100 watts or 65 watts or whatever, it really comes down to what your phone is willing to accept. And there's a lot of the safety features in there that might say we only want to accept 40 watts. Or 45 watts at the moment. So it's really going to come down to what your phone allows this thing to charge at. But I will tell you, if your phone allows it, it will charge at 60 watts. So this is basically doing the exact same thing I thought it would with the 100 watt cable. I tried to switch it out a little bit, but if you've ever charged a battery for your drill or whatever, like an 18 volt, if you put it on a charger, it's going to start out really strong. If that thing is depleted, it'll charge pretty quick. Right around 40%, it'll really start speeding up and charging at the highest rate. But once you start hitting that 75, 80% on the battery charge, well, then it's going to start charging even slower for you. And that's what we're doing here. So are these capable of putting out these 60 watts or 100 watts? Yeah, absolutely, because I've seen it on the lower end of the charge cycle on my phone. However, it's not going to do that all the time. It's not going to do that constantly. And I need to point that out to you. And just an FYI, I am using that splitter cable that I showed you earlier, and I am charging up my camera and my phone at the exact same time. Now, they are both almost fully charged, so I'm not pulling as much wattage, but yeah, it works fine. Now, as for the magnetic mount, again, if you're a Samsung user, you're gonna have to get the case. If you're an iPhone user, you probably already have it built into the phone, but it does a pretty good freaking job. However, if you are using this, you're gonna have to use that right there, the dedicated C. Bring this up. You have to plug this in like such. That's why you have that back here. And you're gonna put that on like such. So, I mean, pretty freaking cool. So all in all, I think this one is pretty real nice. Like, however, I wanna let you know that it only charges my phone at like 6.4 watts using the magnetic charger. However, you do have those other ports down here. And I think a lot of people will like that. So I'm curious what you think. Let me know in the comment section below. So the next one up is, well, this is going to go into your car socket. It used to be called a cigarette lighter back in the day. And this is going to be 120 watts. You got one C port for 20 watts and another for 100 watts. But after seeing what I've been seeing, I don't know if we're going to get to 100 watts. All right, so now we got our car socket. We used to call them cigarette lighters back in the day, but we're going to plug this in. Now, we shouldn't have that much issue with the 20 volt. Let's plug that 20 volt in and see what we got going on right here, power-wise. So you can see it kicked on. Where you at? Where you at? Right here. 10 watt, 11 watt, 15 watt. It's 14 watt down here on the Anchor, 12 watt on the phone. So I tend to believe this one here a little more than this one here. This is some random app, but 12.1, 14 watts. So we're not at the full 20. Let's move it to the 100 and see if that actually does anything. I'm hoping that it goes to at least 45. So normal, fast, we're on fast charging now. 20 watt, 22, 25, 33 on here. And just like the previous test, when the phone was depleted with the battery usage, well, I was able to pull around 58 watts in, which is pretty real nice like. But once that phone hit 75%, 80%, starts slowing down to around 28 watts, 30 watts out. So all in all, if you're somebody that uses that type of 12 volt in your car, this is actually a really nice setup for somebody to charge their batteries or even charging their Anchor Solex on the way to a campsite. Like this would actually put some juice into your portable battery pack. And that, my friends, is pretty real nice like. I need sort of a break on the testing. So I'm going to show you the next one up. And to tell you the truth, I have the previous gens of these and I freaking love them. This is a wearable speaker, but it's the upgraded one. This is the Jobsite Pro Max wearable speaker. And the wearable speakers that I've had in my other videos, I love them and I use them all the time. And this is the all new one. You can see some new buttons on the side. And check this out here. We'll talk about that here in a second. But you got the clip on the back over here. And basically how these work, well, it's pretty simple. You can clip them to a belt or a tool bag or whatever you're doing, your shirt, your pocket, whatever you want. And now what's cool about this is that you can listen to music, you can take phone calls, hang up on people, answer the phone by clicking a button, adjusting the volume, skipping through songs, rewinding songs, or playing the previous song. And you got the light up on top. They're going to give you a double-ended C cable to charge this thing. The charging port is right here on the side. So this is water dust resistant, all that good stuff. I have beat the crap out of the other models and they have lasted me perfectly fine. Have never had an issue with them. And then to charge that, you would just plug it in. You can use a charging brick or whatever you want to do, but we'll just plug it in like such, and then this will charge up.
Power on, battery low, power off.
I love that they added that creepy voice to this. Oh, and by the way, I left this on purpose for around 24 hours without the radio playing, with just the light, and it's still going after 24 hours of running. So that's pretty real nice like. Could these instructions be any more rolled up? I mean, seriously. So a couple things I wanted to point out here. You have a indicator light on the bottom letting you know if you are connected. to your Bluetooth on your phone. So I'm not connected right now, so it's blinking, but as soon as I connect, which is very simple to do, it'll stop blinking. Now, the other really cool thing about this is that they added a task light. It is red. You can see here, and I don't know if it's picking it up. Yeah. Oh. And then if I want to shut it off or turn it on, I just hit this button here, and it's on, off. So you get into crawl spaces, tight areas, whatever, you need that task light while you're going to have it. And again, your volume buttons, everything up on top. And then you have that clip up on the back. I think that's pretty real nice. So up to 12 hours of runtime, but that's going to depend if you have your task light on the whole time, which you probably won't, but you got your speakers and all that good stuff. These are really, really awesome. I love these things. So what's nice about these is that if you want to have something where you can take a phone call, you want to talk hands-free, you want to listen to some music, well, you're not going to have the earbuds in, the headphones on, and your boss is going to come up, the safety guy is going to come up and start yelling at you because this is going to be a clip-on and you're not, hindering your hearing. And this thing isn't going to blast you out. They sound pretty good, but they're not going to blast you out. So there you go with the DeWalt speaker, the Wearable Pro Max. I'm glad they came out with a new one. I got a couple other things I want to show you though. So last week I did a video on the ToughSound Pro Bluetooth speaker, and it's a pretty legit speaker. I'm going to let you hear this today, and I want to show you another function on here that I really like. Well, actually two. We already talked about the magnet before, how they're really powerful. You got one here, one here. So you want to put this on your toolbox or something, boom. I mean, really, really powerful magnets, and do a really good job. And yes, this also has the creepy voice.
Power on. Pairing.
Remember, you have all your different EQ settings. All you have to do is push it right here.
Vocal.
Vocal.
Bass.
Bass.
Treble.
Treble.
Dynamic.
Dynamic.
Vocal.
It's all about that bass. No treble. But they also have this little button here for Auroracast or Auracast, whatever I don't know. I can't pronounce the word. But you could basically take 100 of these things and hook them up together. But what I did was I got another one right here, and we're going to hook them up. I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the previous video, but they also give you a pretty heavy duty C cable or Type-C for the charging of these radios. So that's pretty real nice like. All right, so basically all you do is you just hit your Bluetooth and it'll say pairing. And it's going to pop up on the phone. So we're going to pair these here. ToughSound speaker. I'm going to hit pair.
Connected.
Connected. Very simple to do. All right, I got these hooked up, and you only have to pair one, but I will tell you, these hook up fantastically easy to each other. Much better than the Milwaukee IAs do, actually. So I'm going to play my original song here. This was the, well, if you're a subscriber, you would know why I did this song, but we're going to play it. I'm going to turn this up. Now, if I want to connect this, and look how easy that was to connect those. So let's change the EQ. Bass. You got a little bit of a thump.
Vocal.
Vocal.
Bass.
That sounds pretty good. So you can control both of these with one. Hit pause, play. You can turn the volume up, turn the volume down. That is pretty freaking awesome. But what's cool about this is if I want to put one right here and I want to throw a bunch of them around the shop or the garage or whatever you want to do, well, you can. Let's throw this one right here on the side of the refrigerator. And well, now you would have that surroundage soundage because it's all about that bass. No trouble. So the speakers, I love these freaking speakers. They are freaking awesome. So I definitely recommend these. Check out that full video I put at the end of this one. But I got one more thing I want to show you before we wrap this video up. This next one got built-in measuring. Non-slip textured surface. 3mm impact absorption and is resistant to oil and chemicals. Along with heat and water, this is the all-new Workbench Protection Mat, also known as Alfombra de Protección para Bancos de Trabajo. Let me try that again. Trabajo. Or tapestry protection de activity. That's right. Trilingual. That's your size right there. Oh, I'm gonna open it up, you'll see. That came with it. Mobile solutions. Like, follow, share, Cyber Guys, shop. It's pretty real nice, like. Oh, primo puchanero, por favor. Oh. Por favor? Por favor. Por favor. Por favor. This is actually pretty nice size, por favor. Yeah, look at that. So this is gonna go on your workbench. My workbench is completely messed up right now, but I like this. I'll tell you what, that's pretty freaking nice. I mean, you got the grooves over here. Whatever you're working on, they're not gonna roll off to a pencil, pen, whatever you got going on. I don't know what you're doing. Over here up on the top. Yeah, not really sure how well it's picking up on camera, but you got your different detents over here. Sorry, I'm eating licorice now. But yeah, things ain't gonna roll off. So this is gonna be a nice little work mat right here. I know a lot of you that watch this channel, you are DeWalt fans, and I know personally a lot of DeWalt fans that like to keep their workstation organized, their workbenches organized, their tools organized. They like to do their things out in the garage and out in the shop. This might be a really cool freaking grab for one of them or one of you. So in today's video, we did uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, and another one, which makes 7 new tools from DeWalt. But as far as it goes with the speakers and all that stuff, I love freaking DeWalt speakers. They do a really good job with their tech. And some of the stuff that we're just hooking up, like those new speakers, are just so easy to pair up, much easier than a lot of the other brands out there. So they did a really, really good job on those speakers. So I'm happy to see that upgrade. And once I clear off my workbench, well, this mat is really going to come in handy once I put that down. So all in all, that's really about it. Let me know what you liked in this video. Is there something that you thought was really cool or something you didn't like? Love hearing that sweet feedback. Check out the full speaker review that I did for those. I'll put it right here. Get subscribed, hit the bell notification. If you can smash the like button on this video, well, that'd be real nice. Like, back more videos soon.